Yes, come in.
Hello, Mr. Muhammad.
Yeah. Hello, Hassan. How are you? Good?
Thank you. How is everything?
Everything is okay.
Everything's good.
So how can I help you?
Actually, Mr. Muhammad, as you know, we have conducted a survey about the students who are taking FYB1 and FYB2.
Yes.
And it turns out at the end of our survey
Yes.
that more of the students are failing the FYB1 and the FYB2.
You mean that the number of students who are taking FYB and FYB2?
The failure are increasing. Actually.
The number of people who fail?
Yeah, who fail actually. They are increasing. And so, as you know, we are running to be the best university in Malaysia right now. So this I think it's going to be a problem for us. It's going to let our competitor be like more successful than us. So I'm just came to you right now. We want to know a solution for that matter. So we're going to be a competitor and helping all of the students. So what do you think we should do right now? And actually, this is the survey right here.
Okay. So what I think right now is that we should conduct a brainstorming session.
Okay.
And we invite our experts, and so we can find the solution. So we can get rid of this problem. So how about tomorrow?
About tomorrow, I think let's just give it a week so we can email all of the students.
Okay, I will email all the experts.
Yeah.
And then I will set the date, and then I will let you know as soon as possible.
Sure.
Okay?
Alright,
Okay,
sure.
so thank you so much.
No, just one question. Should we invite all of the students, all of the years 1 and 2 and 3, or just the one who are taking FYB1?
Just the people who are taking FYB 1 and 2, because our aim is to find a solution for the students who fail in FYB 1 and FYB 2. So
Alright. Yeah, thank you.
I will let you know, no problem.
Alright, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Muhammad. Hello? Yes, Sam. It's me, Muhammad. Yes. Can you ask Hassan to come to my office, please? Yes, no. Please. Thank you. Appreciate it. Bye. How are you, Muhammad?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Yeah. Actually, I have emailed all the experts regarding the matter that you have told me just a few days ago.
Yes.
And they have checked the availability of their time, and what I found is that tomorrow would be the best time for all of them. So tomorrow we will be having our brainstorming session, and I have assigned it to be one of the, I have assigned to be the knowledge developer. So your job is to introduce the problem to us and also to give the experts the problem to consider. Is that okay for you?
Yeah, that's alright.
Okay, so tomorrow will be our brainstorming session at, just let me see, at 9 a.m.
9 a.m. That's great.
Okay?
Yeah, that's alright.
Okay.
Alright,
So thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thanks.
Today we are having our brainstorming session to solve the problem of the students who fail in Project 1 and Project 2. First of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Rifai Muhammad Yahya, and my position is the head of the department in IS. And now I would like each one of you to introduce himself.
Hello everyone, I am Turkistani Osama and I am the web developer.
Hello everyone, I'm Muhammad Hassan. I'm a knowledge developer.
Hello everyone, I am Al Abdul Salam Muhammad. I am FYB1 coordinator.
My name is Muhammad Mashhour and I am the FYB2 coordinator.
And now, as everyone knows, that we are here to solve the problem of the students who fail in Project 1 and Project 2, and our aim is to decrease this number, because FYB1 and FYB2 are very important for the students in their future life, because later on they are going to apply this knowledge in their company, the company they are working at, because they might, the people there, the worker or the managers, may ask the students to develop a website, and if they know nothing about the developing a website, they will not be successful in the future. And so we want to look for this problem, because I think it's very important for the students to know about the FYP1 and FYP2, because they will get a lot of knowledge from that. And also we want to be one of the best universities in Malaysia, and we want to stay competitive. So to do that, first we should generate good students, and as everyone knows that Unity generates professionals. So we really want to generate professionals, people who know how to deal with the computers, people who know how to develop a website, people who have all the knowledge about the technology. And now we want Muhammad Hassan to introduce us, to give us a brief introduction about the problem.
Hello. As you all know that I have been assigned to conduct a survey for the FYP1 and FYP2. And unfortunately, the result came like the students who are taking the FYP1 and FYP2 are failing these subjects. And actually, we are right here. We want to get some solutions to help the student to succeed in their FYP1 and FYP2. And actually, my survey is conducted like the last year. So the last year has been the FYP1 and FYP2. More students are the student who is failing in FYP1 and FYP2 are increasing. So we want to find a solution for that, to decrease this number as low as we can, so we could be a competitor among the other universities. Second of all, I have talked to Mr. Muhammad, and I have get him into the result of the survey, and he was really helpful with me, and he told me that he will talk to you, that we will talk to the experts, and will conduct a meeting to discuss about this matter and to find some solution, and we are hoping for that. And actually, from my side, I find that the students wants just more help to do their task in the FYP1 and the FYP2. And as you all know, all of the students who are taking FYP1 and FYP2 are just having the supervisor to go and talk to. And actually, I prefer that if there are any ways that the student could go to and find the solution, or read more, or maybe talk to the previous student who's their seniors, so it will be helpful for them, and they talk with them about the FYP, and they get more points about the website they're going to develop, or how to write the documentation itself in the right way. So, and we want to have as many solutions as to just get the student, to decrease the number of the students who are failing in these two subjects, which are FYP1 and FYP2. And right now, everyone, we're going to start our brainstorming session on finding the solution for our matter in FYP1 and FYP2. And what do you think? What do you think, guys, on how we're going to create a solution for the students to succeed in their subject FYP1 and FYP2? Okay, we'll start with Mr. Muhammad.
Actually, I have came out with 3 solutions that I think if the university have applied this solution, the students will get more benefits from the solutions that I have got. The first one is that the university has not thought about the students who already have graduated from the university, because they have gone with a lot of knowledge. And if the university creates a website that allows the students to communicate with the graduated students, that would be good. Because sometimes students are shy to communicate with the lecturer, because if, let's say, one of the students will go to the advisor, he or she will feel shy to tell her that, okay, I don't know how to do the login page, because that will be shameless for him. So if the university create a website to communicate with the graduated students, the student will not be shy to communicate with another student, because he's in the same range with him. So the student will be like communicating with him or with her and getting a lot of knowledge. For example, he or she can ask the graduated students about the steps that he or she has followed on creating the website, or the tools that they have used to create a website, and also what operating system to use, and such. And so on. So if the university propose this solution, I think this will help a lot. So this is one of my solution. And the other solution is that the university actually is started project. If you want to take project 1 or 2, you must finish some subjects first. But in my opinion, I think that the project 1 and 2 should start from the beginning of the semester, because we get a lot of knowledge, and sometimes when it comes to project 1 and 2, we forget how. For example, in database, we have studied database like 3 or 4 semesters ago. So sometimes we forget how to do things in database. But if we get like project 1 or 2, project 1 and 2, if we get it in the beginning of the semester, we can apply the knowledge directly. For example, let's say I'm a new student, I will go to the university, I will say, I want my project to be like a student tracking system, for example, to track the student performance. So the students can search from the beginning of the semester and apply the knowledge that he gets or he or she gets from the university directly to his project, without having to wait for FYB 1 or FYB 2, because he or she might forget how to do things in the programming. And my third solution is that, as everyone know here, we only are having one subject, which is web programming, that teach the student how to make a website or how to develop a website. So how do you expect the students to create a website and they are only having one subject? So it's very difficult for them, because they need to read a lot and they need to go on the websites, and I think that's why the students go and do outsourcing. So if the students understand how to make a website or how to develop a website, so they will not go for any outsourcing. So the solution would be that the university should provide more subjects about web programming, and provide another subject especially for in the lab. So students will only attend the lab. So they will understand how to do how to develop a website. And also for the database, the students are, the university are offering 2 subjects for database, okay? And I think these subjects are not enough to cover the whole thing about the database. Because, yeah, the lecturer will ask us to, will ask the students to do a project and so on, but the same thing will go wrong again, because they will do outsourcing and the lecturer will not know whether they are doing outsourcing or not. So in the final year project they will do the same, and the problem will keep appearing again and again. But if the university will be keen on how to make the students and fully understand the concept of web programming and how they develop a website, would be good by let them, by opening up more subjects about web programming, and also will by giving them the opportunity to go for training outside, giving them the courses to do the training about the web programming. And this is my solution. And now I will pass to Sam to brief us about his solution.
All right. Me as a web developer, I have some solution I came out with. So for FYB 1 and 2, we can create a website for FYB 1 and FYB 2. For the website for FYB 1 will be contain all the FYBs 1 that students have done already and put in that website. So the students, when they came to the website, he know the format of the report, whether the examiner wanted a technical report or on chapters, so he knows the format. And also he know what to put in their report, because students, when they first came and want to do project 1, so they have the ideas, but they don't know how to organize these ideas into a report, put it into a report. So this website will make the students fully understand about making the FYB1 documentation. And also in the website we can make a private message with the supervisor. Like this will help the students doing the documentation in their home, so they don't have time to go from their home and just to meet the lecturer for one question. Like he don't know, he want to know whether his work is alright or not. So he can, through this private message, he can communicate with the supervisor and know whether his work is okay or he needs some correction. So this will save time for the students to travel from his house to the university just to ask one question or something like that. And also for FYB2 website will be containing all the websites that the students have already done in project 2. And this will help the students to know the idea of the function that already in the FYB2, and to know how to develop the website, the interface, and what language to use. And also this website will be like a question that students may ask the question, and of course the lecturer also can respond to the students. It's like the private message. Also we can add the private message to communicate with the supervisor.
And another solution just crossed my mind is that the university should hire people, like professional people, experts people in web programming, because as you all know that our final year project is all about programming languages, okay? And sometimes we are asked to do things that we have not studied. I mean, like the JavaScript. like students sometimes they complain that, okay, how can we do JavaScript and actually we have not studied anything about JavaScript, and how do you expect us to do this? Students are always complaining about this. So I think the university also should provide, like, they should hire people, professional people, like 5 experts people, and their job is only to help the students in FYB1 and FYB2, and more to FYB2. I mean, more in FYB2, because FYB1 is only about documentation, which is not that difficult, and FYB2 is the problem for the student. So if they hire, if let's say they hire 5 experts people, and if the student have any question, so they will go to those experts and ask them, and they will teach them how to do that instead of instead of doing that outsourcing. Because if the university does not do that, then the students for sure they will go for outsourcing, because they want to pass. So I think that this would be a good solution.
About my idea, I have 3 ideas that can I share with you. The first idea, we can do a meeting for the student from time to time to share the knowledge, and to the student get the information and get experience about how to facing the problem, and get information and sharing the knowledge. And the second idea, also for making the survey to student to see what is their problem and how they're facing the problem, and what is their suggestion. And as Muhammad said about the university should provide courses, I think for FYB2 they have only web programming course, and the university should provide many courses for web programming. For example, web programming 1, web programming 2, to teach the student PHP and other programming language, to help the student to create the website. Actually, the student, they don't know the programming very well. They have just some basic information about it, and the university should provide these courses to help the student.
Thank you, Mr. Muhammad. For me, I have 3 solutions. Some of the students have a problem in communication with the supervisor. This need to improve it. The second one is the university should give a course to improve the communication skills. Yes. And the third one, I think the university should have a website that teach a student how to make, like we say, how to make a website, and also to give themselves or give them some quiz to test their self. Thank you very much.
As Muhammad just mentioned here, the university should provide courses to improve the communication skills for the students. Actually, the university does have this subject, which is the IKM, and but this subject is not really teaching the student on how to communicate. It's only theory, just theory subjects, and students can only just read and memorize, and they will score, which is not good. And for my side, I think that the students, the university have another, they have a subject which is ISPM, and this subject is only teaching the students on how to do projects in general. But some students, when it comes to project 1 or project 2, especially project 1, some students they don't really know how to write, the right format for project one. They don't really know. So that's why they go for outsourcing for the students who really know how to do that. So if let's say the university have a subjects, just one subject is teaching the student on how to write the documentation of FYP1 and another subject on how to do FYP2. So this would be great. So that's all from my side.
Alright, thank you all for all of these solutions. I have write some points right here, just to be clear on the points that I have written, and just to be subjects good on the things. So Mr. Muhammad, right here I have write like the students who already graduated from the university. You suggested to have like a communication between the graduated student and the student who are still taking the current student.
Yes.
So, like, may we know, like, how is that going to happen? Is there any website, or just the students going, the previous student going to visit the student, or some session like this during this semester?
The solution that I have thought about is to have a virtual website, so the students can see the other students without having to visit the university. And because if let's say the current student will ask the graduated student to come to the university, they might be busy because they might have a work, so they will not come. So if we have a virtual website that allows the students, the current students, to communicate with the students who already have graduated, that would be good. And for the point that I have said about the expert people or the professional people about web programming, that the university should provide for the students, because the lecturers are always busy, because they are not only having one student for FYP2, they are having too many students, and they also decide that they are having classes. So they should, they will not be able to give you all the knowledge. So that's why I have suggested to have 3 experts or 4 or 5 people. The university should hire 5 people. If the university wants to generate professionals, so they should do that, because the students will get knowledge. They will get a lot of knowledge from them. And as Osama has mentioned about the website that contains all the previous FYB1 and FYB2, that would be very good, because it will keep the knowledge. It will keep knowledge for the students from being lost, and I think the student, I think the solution that he has proposed will be helpful for the university.
Yeah, I also have an idea just came out through my mind, and that is, as we know, project 1 and 2 is individual work. Each of the students, he should do the project 1 and 2 individually and present it individually. So, as we know in the university, our presentation, the subject project presentation is done with a group. So we should make the subject that is important to develop the website, such as database, web programming, and all this subject. The project for this subject must be done individually. So the students, when they come to doing the project 1 and 2, it's easy to him to do it individually, because he already done the subject project individually. And also, before the students go to the project 2 presentation, he must present his work before he go to the final presentation, which is in front of the panel. He must do the presentation with his supervisor at his room, right? Yeah. So supervisor, he will approve him, and he said to him, like, you okay to go to the presentation because you understand everything, you know the whole system, and the system is yours, it's not outsourcing, so you may go to the panel presentation because you may answer all the questions that they may ask. So.
So the problem that we have is the outsourcing, yeah?
Yeah.
So to avoid the outsourcing, the supervisor must make sure that the students understand the coding before he or she goes for the presentation. I think this is a great idea, and if the university proposes this idea, this will be very good for them.
And here another question for you, Mr. Muhammad. You mentioned right here the university should provide the experts so the student can go and ask the expert a question and get a help from them. By the experts which the university is going to provide, are you saying that like the university should provide also special classes for them, or add some credit hours to the course itself, so the student can go and have like a normal, it will be a normal subject, or just the expert will be sitting in the office and the student, any student should want to ask something from them, go to the office and just ask?
The university, I think, should provide like a knowledge management system. They first hire the people, the experts people, for short term, like let's say like 3 years, and propose the IKM system. Okay, and then the experts should, the students or any people at the university should extract the knowledge from the experts and put it in the website. So in 3 years' time, we will not need these experts. So this to save the cost for the university. So later on, the students can directly refer to the website without having to have these people. And also, if the university want to save cost, they can. The students can meet with those experts virtually, without having to meet them. So this would be a great idea too. Yes.
And these are the questions that I have. And right here we're going to see and discuss this matter in the next session. And we will. I will put every solution on the table, and then we're going to discuss which are the good way and the best solution for the university and for the students itself. Thank you for now. And right now we are going to the vote session. We are going to be because we got too many solutions from you guys, and I would like you to vote for your solution. Like Mr. Muhammad, I'm gonna say his solutions, and I'm gonna give the mic to everyone to say who is voting for what solution, and if you would please just explain a bit more why you vote for this solution. For Mr. Muhammad right here, he suggested that there should be like a system to let the graduated student communicate with the student who are still taking who are still a student in the university. So this is the first solution for Mr. Muhammad. The second solution for Mr. Muhammad is there is only just one subject, which is the web programming for the students who are taking the IS course, and he suggested that to add some subjects for the students to help them more in developing their FYB1 and FYB2. For the third solution for Mr. Muhammad, the university should provide the expert to help the student with the JavaScript especially. And this is the third solution for Mr. Muhammad. So Mr. Hassan right here, what do you think of this solution, and you are voting for what solution?
Yeah, I have voted for the solution for that Mr. Muhammad just said it, because when you create a system for the graduation students, and the students that are taking the FYB1 will know, will catch maybe the knowledge that they have, the graduation students already have.
Right here for Mr. Mashhoor, what do you think of these solutions?
What Mr. Muhammad idea? I think the first point is about the system. I think it is good for a student and help student for and help student to share the knowledge from the graduating student anywhere, anytime. They are able to contact with the student and take the experience from other students and be free with them. They, even if you go to lecturer or lecture office, maybe they are busy to answer you. So this system it help the student and make him free about his knowledge.
Thank you, Mr. Mashhoor. So we get to who is voting for Mr. Muhammad ideas. The final one right here is Mr. Abdul Salam. What do you think of Mr. Muhammad ideas?
For this, I think it will be improve the student for help themselves, and it's a good idea. Thank you.
So right here for Mr. Muhammad's solution, we got all of you, the three who's voting for that. So the second presenter, the second one, Mr. Osama. We got two solutions for Mr. Osama, which are create a website for the student who will take project 1 and project 2. And the second solution for Mr. Osama is the student should do the final presentation before the actual presentation to the panel. So Mr. Muhammad right here, what do you think of Osama's solution?
From my side, I think the second point is the best point to be deployed at the university, which is making the students fully understand by the supervisor before the students go to the panel. Because if let's say the student will go to the panel without without understanding the codes, this will make the student fail, and we don't want all the students to fail. We want all the students to pass, and we want to decrease the number of the students who fail, and this is what brought us here, to decrease the number of the students who fail. So the supervisor responsibility is to make the students fully understand, or to make sure that the students fully understand the code, and so when they go for the panel, they will be more comfortable. They will be also confident of themselves, and this solution I think is the best among the other solution. This is from my side.
Alright, thank you, Mr. Muhammad. Mr. Mashhoor, what do you think of Osama's ideas?
About Osama's idea, I agree with Mr. Muhammad about the idea, what he said about the student when he go to supervisor of the lecture. They will understand the full system and the full coding for the website or the program he created, and give him or give him the confident and make him free and confident about his project, and also to see if he has some problem or some error that he can facing it in the presentation in the panel. This is
Thank you, Mr. Mashhoor. Right here, Mr. Abdul Salam, what do you think of Osama's ideas? Is the first one or the second one which are good to you?
I think the second one. I agree with this solution. Thank you.
Thank you, all of you. Right here, the third solution we got from Mr. Mashhoor. So the first solution for Mr. Mashhoor is to provide courses for programming language like PHP and HTML and JavaScript for the students before they take the FYP 1 and 2. And the second solution for Mr. Mashhoor is to make a survey for the students, like what is the problem they are facing during they take the FYP 1 and FYP 2, and what is their suggestion why they are taking the FYP 1 and FYP 2. So Mr. Osama, if you will, you're going to choose one of these.
From my side, I think none of them are a good solution or suitable for our purpose of meeting, because we already have these languages and we have good teachers to deliver the knowledge to the students, and I think this solution that Mr. Muhammad provided is not suitable. But it's good. It's good solution, but it's not suitable for the purpose of our meeting in our situation. Yes.
And from my side, I think I agree with Osama, because if the solution that he has proposed is about teaching the students specifically in PHP and SQL, and if we want to develop a website, we are going to use too many languages, and if the university provide a specific subject for each of the specific subject, the students will need to take more credit hours, because beside that we have other subjects that need to be taught beside that, because the university has its own plan. And as Osama has mentioned, we have like the databases. We have two subjects in the databases, so the students will get the concept from the lecturer, and then he or she has to go and find in the internet, surf the internet, and read articles or such these things. That's it for me.
Sorry for disturbing you. I have a point. I respect all your point, but my point that is similar to your point, Mr. Muhammad, for providing courses like PHP. When I mean that providing courses like PHP, I mean for the lab or for training to create the website. It is similar to your idea, but here I brought it for and I said just for programming language like PHP and database on SQL and programming language, because the university they ask for FYP2, they focus on the programming language, and the courses in the university is they have one course which is web programming, and the student have to take more information about the programming language.
Alright, Mr. Mashhoor, but I think right here, Mr. Muhammad, when he said that to bring more courses to the student, he said it's specific like lab classes, just lab classes. But right here in your point, if I'm not mistaken, you are saying that you have to provide a full course for the student for the programming language. So full course means that like lectures and including the lab.
Yeah.
So and that's, I think it's going to take a lot of time for the student or more credited hours. So Mr. Muhammad is saying that like lab classes, and you were saying course classes. So would you just like provide what do you mean by that? Is it like Muhammad's idea or
No,
not?
no. And my idea is like web programming. When we take it or the student take it, they have the lecture notes and the lab. They take the information from the lecture note and then they practice in the lab. So they have the slides or the resource they go to learn from it, and then they practice in the lab. It is similar to his idea.
Mr. Muhammad right here want to explain his points more, I think.
Actually, I got his point wrongly. If your point was about making, like putting a subject specifically in PHP or SQL, that would be very difficult for the university because the credit hours, the number of credit hours will be increased for the university, as I have mentioned. But if your point is to increase the web programming, to extend the web programming subject into 2 subjects, that would be good. Yeah, I will agree with your point. But if your point was about making each subject separately in one subject, that would be very difficult for the university. Thank you.
So after Mr. Mashhoor explained his points more, Mr. Osama, do you want to add something?
As Mr. Mashhoor explained that we should provide for each, like PHP and SQL, like each of them a different subject. This will be very difficult for the students. This will increase the credit hour, as Mr. Muhammad said, and the courses will be heavy to the students and make the students not clearly understand what he's studying about. So we do it in one subject because it's connecting to each other. So we do it in one subject so the students will be clearly understand. Yes.
So right here also Mr. Osama and Mr. Muhammad are standing still in their voting, which is not Mr. Mashhoor. And right here, Mr. Abdul Salam Muhammad, what do you think of Mashhoor's ideas?
For Mr. Mashhoor ideas, I think the student should try to use this, and it will help them to improve their skill.
So I agree with the first point.
Yeah, I'm agree with
With the first point.
Yeah, with the first.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Muhammad. You are agreeing for the first point of Mr. Mashhoor. So the third, the last solution right here we got from Mr. Abdul Salam Muhammad, which is the university should make a communication skills classes for the students before they take FYB1 and FYB2. So here's the voting starting for Mr. Sam.
Yeah, as Mr. Abdul Salam said, we must have communication skills for the students. Yeah, it's important because when the students deliver their project, they need to present it. So communication skills is very important because he will present it in front of a panel, and this will help the students not just in doing the project just in the university. This will help him in his life, in his working life. So when he goes to work, the manager might ask for him like do some website and give a solution for something, and he must present it. So in this will help him in the work life. He will know how to communicate with the people in the work and how he deliver his work through presentations. And this is a good solution for this situation.
Yeah, I strongly agree with Abdul Salam point because communication skill is very important. And in the presentation, some students they get the point, they understand the point, but they don't know how to deliver it. They don't know how to say it actually. So if the university provide a class that teaches the student how to communicate, increasing the ability for the student to communicate with others, make them confident. So even in the presentation, they will not be scared. They will be very confident, and this will help the student a lot. So I think this point is very helpful, and if the university just apply it, that would be very good.
Thank you, Mr. Osama and Mr. Muhammad right here. So the last three, Mr. Mashhur, what do you think of Mr. Abdussalam Muhammad idea?
I agree with Mr. Muhammad and Mr. Osama about Mr. Abdussalam idea, and that help the student to get the communication skill that help him or her in the them study, and I think they have to learn from the outside courses, not in their integrated hours. I mean, for example, in a special semester, they take this subject or course to learn about the communication skill and get knowledge about the communication skill.
Alright, thank you all for your voting right here. So we're going to get to the result of the solutions we have right here. So the first solution we got right here from Mr. Muhammad, which is the graduated student should communicate with the students who are still in the university by making a system between them. And Mr. Osama, Mr. Mashhur, and Mr. Abdussalam, all of you are voting for this, and this will be solution number one for us. For the second solution, we already take from Mr. Osama, which is the student should do the final presentation to their supervisor before they go to the actual presentation. And all of you voted for that and agreed. So this is the second solution will be. For Mr. Mashhur's solution, I don't think most of you agree on the solution, so there were misunderstanding on that also. For the third solution, we already provided here and tape also from Mr. Abdussalam Muhammad, which is the university should make communication classes for the students, and all of you are voting for that, and this will be the third solution for us. So thank you all for coming. Thank you, Mr. Osama, Muhammad, and all of you for coming, and thank you for that. Welcome.
Now I would like to thank all of you for being here and accepting my invitation. And you guys can see the benefits of sharing the knowledge, because the knowledge cannot be kept just in our mind. It should be distributed to us to help the students, and this will help us in the future too, because when we share our knowledge, then our university will be one of the best universities maybe in the world, and actually, and we are going to be one of the best universities in Malaysia now. This is our aim. So by sharing the knowledge, we can be one of the best universities in Malaysia, because we provide solutions, because one mind cannot solve the problem, because too many minds, when we share the knowledge, when we sit together and do the brainstorming session as we have just did, this will be very helpful for us and propose the best solution. Thank you again and again and again, and inshallah we'll see you in the next meeting.